Seattle Underground. Beneath the modern streets of Seattle lies a hidden world, an abandoned city that was once the original street level of the downtown area. The Seattle Underground was created after the Great Seattle Fire of 1889, which destroyed much of the wooden infrastructure in the city. Instead of simply rebuilding, city planners decided to raise the streets 1 to 2 stories higher to avoid the flooding issues that had plagued the area due to its proximity to Elliott Bay. During the rebuilding process, businesses continued to operate at the original ground level, while streets and sidewalks were raised above them. This created a network of underground passageways, storefronts, and tunnels that were gradually abandoned as the upper level became the new street level. Eventually, in 1907, the city condemned the underground due to health concerns, leading to its complete abandonment. For decades, these subterranean tunnels remained hidden, filled with debris, dust, and remnants of an earlier era. In the mid-20th century, historian Bill Speidel helped bring attention to the underground, recognizing its historical significance and launching public tours. Today, the Seattle Underground is a fascinating tourist attraction, offering a glimpse into a forgotten city buried beneath the modern metropolis. Walking through the tunnels, visitors can see old storefronts with remnants of signage, broken windows, and worn wooden sidewalks, all frozen in time. Some believe the underground is haunted, with numerous reports of paranormal activity, eerie shadows, and ghostly whispers. The history embedded in these tunnels tells a story of resilience, disaster, and reinvention, reminding visitors of Seattle's ever-evolving landscape. Despite its abandonment, the Seattle Underground still holds secrets. Some of the tunnels remain unexplored, and urban explorers have speculated that there are hidden chambers yet to be rediscovered. While much of it has been reinforced for safety, parts of the underground remain too dangerous for public access, making it one of America's most intriguing subterranean sites. Kansas City SubTropolis. While Seattle's underground city was built out of necessity and disaster, Kansas City SubTropolis was intentionally carved into the limestone bluffs of Missouri to create one of the largest underground business complexes in the world. Covering over 55 million square feet, this vast underground city is home to a variety of businesses, storage facilities, and even entertainment venues. Originally developed in the 1960s, SubTropolis took advantage of the naturally occurring limestone caves in the region. Engineers saw an opportunity to create a climate-controlled environment, perfect for industries requiring stable temperatures and humidity levels. With an average temperature of 65 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, the underground complex became an ideal storage location for everything from rare movie reels to government records. Unlike a traditional city, SubTropolis is a mix of roadways, industrial parks, and office spaces, all connected by a vast network of tunnels. The underground city is so large that it has its own postal code and houses a diverse range of tenants, including the U.S. Postal Service, automotive companies, and data storage centers. Many businesses choose to operate here due to the lower costs associated with underground facilities, such as reduced heating and cooling expenses. Despite being an active business hub, SubTropolis remains relatively unknown to the general public. Its inconspicuous entrances blend into the hills of Kansas City, giving little indication of the massive infrastructure hidden beneath the surface. Some sections of the underground city remain inaccessible to civilians, as they are used for high-security storage, including classified government archives and confidential business records. There are even rumors of secret tunnels connecting SubTropolis to other underground locations in Missouri, though these claims remain unverified. What is certain is that SubTropolis continues to grow, with ongoing expansions allowing new businesses to move in. The underground city showcases the potential of repurposing natural geological formations for human use, proving that not all cities need to be built above ground to thrive. Derinkuyu-style tunnels of Ellinwood, Kansas. Beneath the small town of Ellinwood, Kansas, lies a mysterious underground network of tunnels and rooms that date back to the late 1800s. These subterranean spaces were originally constructed by German immigrants who settled in the area and sought to create a unique underground business district. While not as famous as the Seattle Underground or Kansas City's SubTropolis, the Ellinwood Tunnels serve as an eerie and fascinating relic of a forgotten time. Unlike many underground cities that were built out of necessity or industrial development, Ellinwood's underground was a deliberate creation, offering business owners and workers a way to escape the intense summer heat of Kansas while conducting daily operations. The tunnels housed saloons, barbershops, bathhouses, and even hidden gambling establishments. Some also speculate that the tunnels served as a covert meeting place for secret societies, though evidence is scarce. At its peak, Ellinwood's underground was a thriving community hub with shops and services running parallel to the bustling town above. Merchants used the tunnels to transport goods discreetly, avoiding the chaos of the streets. However, as modern infrastructure improved and above-ground businesses flourished, the underground gradually fell into disuse. Over time, many entrances to the tunnels were sealed off, forgotten, or simply collapsed. However, portions of the underground network have been preserved and are now part of guided tours, allowing visitors to step back in time. Walking through these dimly lit passageways, one can see remnants of old barber chairs, rusted bathtubs, and faded advertisements on the walls. The scent of aged wood and earth adds to the immersive experience. There have been reports of unexplained noises, whispers, and even shadowy figures seen in the tunnels, leading some to believe the underground may be haunted. Paranormal enthusiasts have conducted investigations, but whether the tunnels are truly supernatural or just eerie remnants of the past remains up for debate. Regardless, Ellinwood's underground city is a fascinating piece of hidden history, showcasing how early settlers adapted to their environment in innovative ways. The Dixie Caverns, Virginia, nestled beneath the Appalachian foothills of Virginia. The Dixie Caverns hold a long and mysterious history that extends beyond their natural beauty. Discovered by a local farm boy in 1920, the caverns were initially thought to be nothing more than an impressive underground cave system. However, further exploration revealed evidence that they had been used by indigenous peoples, Civil War soldiers, and possibly even Prohibition-era bootleggers. The caverns consist of massive underground chambers, some of which are large enough to accommodate entire gatherings. Over the years, these spaces have been repurposed in various ways, with legends suggesting that outlaws and smugglers once hid in the caverns to avoid authorities. Their remote location and winding passageways made them an ideal refuge for those looking to disappear from society for a while. During the Civil War, it is believed that Confederate soldiers used the caverns as a temporary shelter and storage facility. Artifacts such as old bullets and rusted tools have been discovered deep within the tunnels, hinting at the hidden military history of the site. Additionally, during the Prohibition era of the 1920s, some locals supposedly took advantage of the cavern's natural isolation to produce and store illegal moonshine. Today, the Dixie Caverns serve as a popular tourist attraction, with guided tours showcasing their impressive rock formations, including stalactites and stalagmites that have taken thousands of years to form. The most famous chamber, known as the Wedding Bell Room, features a bell-shaped rock formation, under which numerous couples have been married over the years. Despite its scenic beauty, the caverns also hold a darker reputation. Some visitors have reported hearing distant whispers, feeling sudden temperature drops, and even seeing shadowy figures moving through the tunnels. Whether these occurrences are figments of the imagination or echoes of the past remains unknown. Regardless, the Dixie Caverns continue to attract those fascinated by both natural wonders and hidden history, making them one of Virginia's most intriguing underground sites. Moose Jaw Tunnels, Montana. Beneath the quiet town of Moose Jaw, Montana, lies a labyrinth of tunnels with a history as intriguing as it is mysterious. These underground passages, originally constructed in the late 19th century, were used for various secretive activities, ranging from illegal bootlegging during Prohibition to harboring Chinese immigrants escaping persecution. Over time, the tunnels became an essential yet hidden part of Moose Jaw's underground culture. The origins of the tunnels trace back to Chinese railway workers in the late 1800s. Facing extreme racial discrimination and harsh labor conditions, many Chinese immigrants sought refuge underground, creating a secret city beneath the streets of Moose Jaw. These tunnels provided living quarters, kitchens, and even small businesses where they could operate without fear of harassment. However, the conditions were brutal, with poor ventilation and little access to sunlight. Despite this, the underground became a lifeline for many who had nowhere else to turn. During Prohibition, 1920 to 1933, Moose Jaw's tunnels gained a new purpose. They became a major hub for bootlegging operations. It is widely believed that infamous gangsters, including Al Capone, had connections to the tunnels, using them to transport illegal alcohol and evade law enforcement. With its close proximity to the Canadian border, Moose Jaw served as a strategic location for smuggling liquor into the United States. Speakeasies, gambling dens, and illicit distilleries operated in the tunnels, allowing organized crime syndicates to thrive while remaining hidden from authorities. Law enforcement officers were often outmatched by the sheer complexity of the underground system, which featured hidden passageways, escape routes, and false walls designed to mislead intruders. The tunnels essentially became a city within a city, bustling with secret activity while appearing completely unassuming from the surface. Over time, as Prohibition ended and underground crime networks changed, the tunnels were gradually abandoned. Many sections collapsed or were sealed off, their stories lost to history. Today, parts of the Moose Jaw tunnels have been restored and transformed into a historical attraction, allowing visitors to walk through the same dark corridors once used by bootleggers and hidden communities. The tunnels retain an air of mystery, with some claiming to hear whispers of the past or see shadowy figures moving through the dimly lit corridors. Whether due to their ghostly reputation or their deep ties to American history, Moose Jaw's underground tunnels remain one of Montana's most fascinating hidden locations. Shanghai Tunnels, Portland, Oregon, may be known for its quirky culture and scenic landscapes, but beneath its streets lies a dark and chilling secret: the infamous Shanghai Tunnels. These underground passageways, stretching beneath the city's old town, were once used for a sinister practice known as Shanghaiing, where unsuspecting victims were kidnapped and forced into labor on ships bound for Asia. Dating back to the mid-1800s, the tunnels connected Portland's waterfront to various bars, hotels, and businesses, creating an extensive underground network. Initially, they served practical purposes, such as transporting goods and providing shelter during harsh weather. However, as criminal activity grew in the city, the tunnels became a place of fear and danger. The practice of Shanghaiing involved abducting individuals, usually drunken bar patrons, sailors, or travelers, who were then drugged, knocked unconscious, and dragged into the tunnels. From there, they were held in underground cells, sometimes for days, before being sold to ship captains in need of forced labor. Once aboard a ship, these victims had no choice but to work for years under brutal conditions, with little hope of escape. Women were also targeted, often kidnapped and sold into human trafficking rings. The Shanghai Tunnels became synonymous with these horrific crimes, earning them a reputation as one of the most dangerous underground networks in American history. Authorities largely turned a blind eye, as corrupt officials were often bribed to ignore the disappearances. As the 20th century progressed, the tunnels fell into disuse, and much of their dark history faded into urban legend. However, restoration efforts in recent decades have uncovered shocking remnants of the past, including hidden holding cells, trapdoors, and evidence of long-forgotten underground passageways. Today, the Shanghai Tunnels are open for guided tours, drawing visitors who are fascinated by their haunted reputation. Many people report experiencing paranormal encounters, including hearing distant cries, feeling sudden cold spots, and seeing shadowy figures lurking in the darkness. Some even claim to have been lightly touched or pushed by unseen hands. Despite their eerie atmosphere, the tunnels remain an important historical site, shedding light on the dark underbelly of Portland's past. The legacy of the Shanghai Tunnels serves as a chilling reminder of the corruption and human suffering that once lurked beneath the city's bustling streets. Whether for their ghostly presence or their criminal past, the tunnels continue to captivate those brave enough to explore them. Cheyenne Mountain Complex, Colorado. Hidden deep within the granite heart of Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado lies one of the most secretive and secure underground facilities in the United States. Originally built during the Cold War as a response to growing tensions with the Soviet Union, the Cheyenne Mountain Complex was designed to withstand nuclear attacks and serve as a command center for military operations. It remains one of the most fortified underground structures in the world. Construction of the complex began in the 1960s, requiring crews to carve out over 700,000 tons of granite to create a vast network of tunnels and chambers. The complex was built to house the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, and the United States Space Command. It was engineered to endure a direct nuclear blast thanks to its massive steel doors, reinforced walls, and a ventilation system that could filter out radiation, biological, or chemical threats. The facility consists of numerous underground buildings, some standing 3 stories tall, all supported by massive springs to absorb seismic shock waves. With its own power supply, water reservoirs, and air filtration systems, Cheyenne Mountain could operate independently for months in the event of a catastrophe. The base was designed not just for military operations, but also to sustain the personnel who lived and worked there. It included living quarters, medical facilities, a cafeteria, and even recreational spaces, making it a fully functional underground city. For decades, the complex remained a key part of U.S. defense strategy, monitoring threats from space, missile launches, and global conflicts. In 2006, the primary command functions of NORAD were relocated to Peterson Air Force Base, leading many to believe that Cheyenne Mountain had been abandoned. However, reports suggest that it still plays a critical role in classified military operations, particularly as a backup command center in case of emergencies. The secrecy surrounding the complex has fueled numerous conspiracy theories. Some speculate that it contains hidden tunnels leading to other underground facilities, while others believe it houses advanced technology or extraterrestrial research. Despite these rumors, the true extent of what lies within Cheyenne Mountain remains largely classified. Although the facility is off-limits to the public, it continues to capture the imagination of those intrigued by military secrecy and underground strongholds. As global conflicts evolve, it is likely that Cheyenne Mountain will remain a critical asset in America's defense network, an underground fortress designed to endure the unthinkable. Capitol Tunnels, Washington, D.C. Beneath the heart of the U.S. government lies a hidden maze of tunnels connecting the most powerful buildings in Washington, D.C. The Capitol Tunnels, often overlooked by the public, serve as a secretive network allowing government officials, staffers, and security personnel to move between key locations without being seen. While not as eerie as abandoned underground cities, these tunnels are steeped in history and political intrigue. The origins of the Capitol Tunnels date back to the early 20th century, when they were constructed to provide a more efficient way for lawmakers to travel between the U.S. Capitol and nearby office buildings. Over time, the tunnel system expanded, incorporating underground trains, walking paths, and even hidden security checkpoints. Today, the tunnels connect the Capitol building to various Senate and House office buildings, the Library of Congress, and other important federal sites. One of the most well-known features of the tunnel system is the Senate Subway, a private underground train that shuttles senators and staffers between buildings. Originally built in 1909, the system has been upgraded several times and remains in operation today, offering a glimpse into the exclusive world of Washington's elite. While the tunnels were designed for convenience, they have also played a role in times of crisis. During the Cold War, fears of nuclear attacks led to the development of secure shelters within the tunnel network. Some areas are rumored to contain classified escape routes and reinforced bunkers meant to protect high-ranking officials in case of emergency. Beyond their functional purpose, the Capitol tunnels have been the source of numerous myths and urban legends. Some claim that secret chambers exist beneath the Capitol, holding classified documents, hidden artifacts, or even remnants of the Freemasons' influence in early American government. Others believe that the tunnels are haunted, with reports of ghostly figures and strange noises echoing through the passageways at night. Access to the tunnels is heavily restricted, with security checkpoints ensuring that only authorized personnel can enter. However, occasional glimpses of the underground world appear in media reports or through official tours of the Capitol. Despite their secrecy, the tunnels remain a crucial part of Washington's infrastructure, enabling the business of government to continue unseen by the public eye. Whether viewed as a hidden network of power or a relic of political history, the Capitol tunnels are a testament to the unseen world beneath the nation's capital, where decisions that shape the country are made far from the public's watchful gaze. Raven Rock Mountain Complex, Pennsylvania. Hidden deep within the forests of Pennsylvania near the Maryland border lies the Raven Rock Mountain Complex, also known as Site R. This top-secret underground military facility was constructed during the early years of the Cold War as a backup command center for the U.S. government in the event of a nuclear attack. Sometimes referred to as the Underground Pentagon, Raven Rock remains one of the most classified and fortified underground cities in the country. Construction of the complex began in 1948, following the growing tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union. Military officials recognized the need for a secure underground facility that could house key government and military leaders if Washington, D.C. was ever attacked. The site was strategically chosen for its remote location and the ability to carve vast tunnels into the solid rock of Raven Rock Mountain. The complex consists of a massive network of tunnels and self-sustaining buildings designed to support thousands of personnel. The underground city includes offices, communication centers, living quarters, a power plant, a water reservoir, and even a cafeteria, allowing it to function as a fully operational command center for months if necessary. The entrance is guarded by enormous steel doors designed to withstand a nuclear explosion. During the Cold War, Raven Rock was one of the most heavily guarded facilities in the country, with only a handful of officials knowing its exact details. It served as a key operations hub for military intelligence and crisis response planning. Even after the Cold War ended, the complex remained in use, adapting to modern threats, including terrorism and cyber warfare. Declassified documents have confirmed that Raven Rock was part of the U.S. government's Continuity of Government Plan, which outlined emergency procedures in the event of nuclear war or other national crises. High-ranking officials, including presidents, have reportedly been briefed on the facility's role in case of an emergency evacuation. Despite its secrecy, Raven Rock has become the subject of conspiracy theories. Some believe that it connects to other underground facilities via hidden tunnels, including the nearby Camp David Presidential Retreat. Others speculate that it may house classified government research or advanced military technology. Access to the complex remains strictly off-limits to the public, and security around the area is heavily enforced. While much of Raven Rock's operations are classified, Its very existence reveals the extent of the U.S. government's preparedness for doomsday scenarios. Whether it will ever be fully declassified remains unknown, but for now, it stands as one of the most mysterious underground cities in America. Burlington Bunker, Pennsylvania. Deep beneath the quiet countryside of Pennsylvania lies one of the most well-kept Cold War secrets, the Burlington Bunker. Originally designed as a massive underground shelter for government officials, this hidden facility was meant to be a secure command center in the event of a nuclear war. Although decommissioned today, its eerie halls and extensive tunnels remain a fascinating glimpse into a time when the world lived under the constant threat of atomic annihilation. The origins of the Burlington Bunker date back to the early 1950s, when the U.S. government sought a protected location to house key personnel in case of a nuclear strike. Inspired by similar underground facilities in the United Kingdom, the bunker was constructed deep within an abandoned limestone quarry, providing natural protection against blasts and radiation. The underground city was designed to accommodate thousands of people for extended periods. It featured dormitories, office spaces, medical facilities, a communications hub, and even recreational areas to help maintain morale during a crisis. The bunker was stocked with enough supplies, including food, water, and medical equipment, to sustain its occupants for months without outside assistance. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Burlington Bunker was its advanced communication systems. It was designed to serve as a central hub for government operations, ensuring that leaders could continue making decisions and coordinating military responses, even if Washington, D.C. was incapacitated. Secure phone lines, encrypted radio transmissions, and emergency broadcast capabilities were all installed to maintain contact with military bases and global allies. Despite its extensive preparations, the Burlington Bunker was never used in an actual emergency. As the Cold War ended and the threat of nuclear war diminished, the facility was gradually phased out and eventually declassified. In the years that followed, portions of the bunker were repurposed for other government uses, while other sections were sealed off and abandoned. Rumors persist about what remains hidden in the depths of the bunker. Some believe that classified government projects were conducted there, while others claim that parts of the underground city remain operational for undisclosed purposes. A few explorers who have managed to access restricted areas report seeing long-abandoned corridors, rusted equipment, and rooms frozen in time, as if waiting for an emergency that never came. Today, the Burlington Bunker remains off-limits to the general public, with security ensuring that its secrets stay buried. Its existence serves as a chilling reminder of the Cold War era, a time when governments built entire underground cities in anticipation of global catastrophe. While it may no longer serve its original purpose, the Burlington Bunker stands as one of America's most fascinating and enigmatic underground sites.